Hello everyone and welcome to a new video dedicated to our beloved Snoopy and the world of Peanuts. Today we analyze a Peanuts strip from October 25th, 1950. At the center of the scene are Patty and Snoopy in a moment that perfectly captures the essence of their interactions. A seemingly everyday situation is transformed into something unique thanks to the wit and sweetness that only Schulz could create. Let's find out together what makes this strip so special. In the strip, Patty is immersed in a phone conversation and seems excited to recount an episode, but she suddenly interrupts, realizing that she cannot speak freely with Snoopy present. This highlights a comic and ironic dynamic about the need for privacy, which we seldom expect from a child toward a puppy. First vignette. Patty, sitting next to a landline, excitedly holds the handset and tells. So then I said to him. Patty is evidently engrossed in the story and completely immersed in the conversation. Snoopy is sitting next to her, watching her in silence. The scene is already amusing, as Snoopy listens patiently, almost as if he were another interlocutor. Second vignette. Patty continues the story, adding, "And you should have seen the look on his face." In this vignette, Patty seems to enjoy remembering the effect her words had. Snoopy continues to listen with his usual seraphic expression, and this contrast between Patty's enthusiasm and Snoopy's indifference makes the scene ironic. Third vignette. Patty continues the conversation. Well, the next day, wait a minute. Here Patty suddenly freezes, realizing Snoopy's presence. Her expression changes, and she seems to become more aware of the need for confidentiality, almost as if Snoopy could really understand and spread her stories. Fourth vignette. Patty concludes, covering the phone with one hand and stating, "I'll have to call you later when I can talk more freely." Patty feels observed by Snoopy and decides to postpone the conversation. This conclusion is humorous because it reflects Patty's need for privacy, as if the dog could be a threat to confidentiality. The serious way in which he treats the situation is typical of Schulz's humor, which attributes typical adult attitudes to children. This strip exemplifies typical Peanuts humor, where children deal with mundane situations with an attention and expressiveness that approaches that of adults. Patty, annoyed by Snoopy's presence, reacts in an exaggerated but adorable way, acting as if Snoopy is able to hear and understand the details of the conversation. Schulz succeeds in portraying a sense of childlike maturity that appears comical precisely because of its naivete. Although Snoopy is a mere puppy, his presence disturbs Patty, creating a scene of adorable irony. Interestingly, Patty, a child character, perceives the need for privacy as an adult would. This reflects the way Schulz often overlaps the worlds of children and adults, showing serious situations in childlike contexts to create a comic effect. Although Snoopy does not perform any particular actions here, his silent presence makes the scene funnier. He represents a friend who listens, whether he understands or not, and his neutrality emphasizes Patty's exaggeration. The use of the landline telephone in this strip is an interesting historical element. In the 1950s, telephones were common items in the home, but there were no cell phones or individual privacy, and this emphasizes Patty's need to wait for a time when she can speak more freely. Often, in the Peanuts strips, characters show an awareness beyond their age. This element is repeated over and over in the series, creating an ironic and sympathetic contrast that underscores the idea that even children have their secrets and worries. Have you ever had to interrupt a conversation because someone was listening to you? Do you also seek privacy like Patty even when you really don't need it? Tell us about your experiences in the comments. And how do you interpret it? Let us know below in the comments.
If you enjoyed yourself, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and activate the little bell to stay updated, and see you next friends.